What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller, and this is the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond to you, Greg.
Beyond to you. Colin, we're here on the Up at Noon set with the PlayStation 4. Jack Tretton himself brought it by for Up at Noon. Watch it Monday here on IGN. You've seen the PlayStation 4. This is my first time getting up close, touching it, being able to caress it.
Yeah. I mean, like when I first saw it at E3 right after, I did a little one of these, kind of like, just kind of brushed it very gently. And we Scott Lowe and I, Scott, of course, is our tech editor. We got some time with it, some hands-on time with it. And so here it is again. And what I noticed the first time, and I noticed again, is how small it is.
Right.
It's much smaller than I think people think it is. It's the size of the PS3 Slim.
Right. What had happened for me is I got to watch the conference when we were doing the IGN live show and then sneak away from the live show at one point to go to the booth there and see it at E3, but it was behind a big piece of glass. Getting up close, actually holding it, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was, a lot slimmer than I thought. It was more compact.
Yeah, it's it makes me wonder if the power source is going to be within it or it's going to be a brick outside of the console.
Yeah.
If they manage to get it in here, it's pretty impressive design, I think. But what I noticed now, I'm going to turn it just a little bit.
Okay.
Like this.
Be careful.
Like this.
It's
so
a newborn.
gentle. I didn't even notice this the first time, but this is the eject and the power button, and they're really tiny. There's just little icons.
I mean, this is what we're talking about, how super slick this looks, right? You got this light-up bar here that I've never sseen or actually paid much attention to, I guess. But then, just two little buttons, two little USB ports.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we should point out, prototype.
It is a
All
prototype.
of this can change by the time you buy it.
Yeah, I doubt it. They must be manufacturing these soon. The PS4 is engraved here, USB 3.0. Little drives there in the front. We're not allowed to show you the back of the unit yet, but you've probably seen pictures of it online.
Right.
So let me turn it back this way. I mean, there are batteries inside. This is a prototype, like I said, that's letting it light up. Obviously, it's not plugged in, but it's very sleek, and I'm really impressed. It really is very reminiscent of PS2, not necessarily in the way it looks, but it is standing up. The PS3 could stand up as well, but. Right. In just how it looks different, just like the PS2 looked a lot different than the PS1.
I like that it's simple and it's clean, and it, like you're talking about, it looks different, right? There is no, even with the George Foreman Slim, there's that rounded shell to it. Even for the smaller Slim, there was something going on. I mean, it has a different form factor, a different feel to it.
I agree. And then, of course, there's DualShock 4.
Speaking of different feels.
Now, DualShock 4, we got to play a bunch of PS4 games at E3, and I was kind of talking to you about how I didn't even think about that I was playing a PS4 game. Not that they didn't look like PS4 games, but that the controller feels really more familiar than I think people are going to think it is.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah, I think the triggers, the big part, the triggers here on the back, they're curved, they go in like a normal trigger would. That was my problem with PS3, DualShock 3, right, is that it kind of sloped down and in and never worked right for me. This one I definitely dig.
Yeah, I like these two. I mean, what I'm a little concerned about is I'm so used, because we play so many PlayStation games, and I'm concerned that I'm so used to using R1 and L1 to aim and shoot. Yeah. And I kind of feel like I want to keep doing that, but I think we're going to have to get acclimated.
Yeah, that was the big thing for me when we were playing. I was playing Killzone or whatever. Is that it's down here on the shoulder button, like so many other shooters do too. And I think people who do play games on their PC or their Xbox with controller support, they are used to that. I think a lot of people have been in the minority before. But getting to feel it, getting to touch it. One of the big things that we had seen in the UI video we had done, right, where we're running through when Will's trying to hit on Sarah, double tapping the PlayStation button. I thought it might click, feel a little bit different. Still feels like the normal PlayStation button.
Yeah, it feels it's a little bit, the circumference of it's smaller. I would say 75% as big as the original.
Sure.
Of course, everyone's really intrigued by the touchpad.
Both of our systems now, both of our controllers
our controllers are lighting up. So people were really interested about this in particular. And yes, it is a button, and also you can touch it. In Killzone specifically, you use it to select things for Owl, which is your companion. So you're using that, and then you're using the D-pad along with it. Obviously, the start and select buttons are gone. In their place is the share and options button. And I was telling you, when I played Knack, which is the first PS4 game I played, I was kind of looking for the start button, and then it just says press any button. I think that's how PS4 games are going to start up now.
And I told you I was playing DC Universe on PlayStation 4. Still said press start.
They got to clean up some of that interface.
They got some time before the PlayStation 4 is out.
Of course, also this is where the jack goes in, and Sony was kind enough to bring here if you want to kind of unravel that. Sure. This is where your headphone will go in here. Plug it in. Oh yeah. There you go.
You put it in.
Listen to it.
Help your boy Colin out.
Yeah, help your boy Colin.
Help your boy Colin out. Why are you doing this? This is what I hear while he plays Last of Us through the wall.
So that's kind of cool. And then if we just unplug that, the analog sticks feel nice. I was saying that you can't pop them anymore like you can on PS2 and PS3, which is nice. It feels a little sturdier. And I love this kind of special finish, as it were, on the back end of the controller. It kind of gives you a nice grip. It's very stylish.
Right.
Yeah, I'm liking the way it looks. And of course, the PlayStation Move indicator here that just turned on for us before, not going to be so useful since the camera doesn't count with the standard version.
Right. It's something a lot of people have missed, I think, in our reporting. Color coordinated in the fact that player 1 is always blue, and then I don't remember the rest of it.
Oh, God, I have to
come on.
Let me set that shot up for you a little bit, Greg.
There you go.
Oh, God, I can't do it.
Okay, well, I'll do it. You keep talking. You give the outro.
So, yeah, we're going to have much more on PlayStation 4 soon. You can read previews and some hands-on impressions from games like Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Drive Club.
But readings for suckers, come back to IGN.com on Monday for my interview with Jack Trenton, all about the PlayStation 4, about E3, about what he thought about that old Xbox, doing the old flip-flop, the 180 they call it.
And Greg, Podcast Beyond 300 is very soon as well.
Podcast Beyond 300, July 12th. Yeah, of course, Podcast Beyond, the #1 PlayStation podcast on the internet. It is a conversational podcast. We talk about all sorts of games. We'd love for you to come listen to it. You can get it Tuesday. New episode goes live every Tuesday, except right now, because we're getting ready for 300, July 12th, a live stream here on IGN.
Big show.
Big show. A lot of surprise guests.
Well, Greg, until next time, I wish you a healthy and hearty Beyond.
Beyond.